So let's dive into the topic. First thing first, let's see about the automatic payment reminders. So as Bala said earlier, we would be raising multiple invoices in a day, and we'll not be able to keep a track of the payments that should be received for all those invoices. We could make use of these payment reminders options to remind us about the payments that should be received from our customers, as well as the payments that has to be made to the vendors. So let me take you through this option in Zephyr Books. Instead of speaking much about it, I'll show you how this could be done. So setting up a reminder would be much easier in Zephyr Books. All you have to do is under settings, you could see a reminders tab. So you could set up two different kinds of reminders. One is going to be a manual reminder. Another one is going to be the automated reminder. So let's consider about the automated reminders here. So here is the option to turn on this automated reminder. All we have to do is turn on this reminder. Here we could set the from email address, and if any CC or BCC has to be kept in the emails that is getting triggered about this reminder, we could define that up here. We could give a name for it. We could configure how this reminder should look like, and we could save this reminder. So this reminder, I've already saved one reminder. I'll show that up for you. So what this reminder does is it reminds you to receive the payment from your clients based on the due date. So this reminder will be automatically triggered to the email addresses that you have mentioned in the customers list. So you could choose to which email address the email should be triggered for payments to your clients. This reminder is based on due date, and this will be sent over to the client. If you have a different requirement where you have to be notified about this reminder and not to the client directly, in such cases, you could make use of this reminders based on expected payment date. So we have an option to set up a payment date for each and every invoice that we raise, and we could configure when this reminder has to be triggered, and the other things like whom it should be CC to and BCC to, and we could save this. I'll also walk you through the option from where you could set up the expected payment dates for the transactions. So if you open any one invoice under under reminder option, you could see an option to set expected payment dates. So you could set this payment date, and the system will trigger an email automatically based on this payment date if we make use of this reminders option. Same way, we have this reminder option also for purchase bills too. So we would have made multiple purchases in a day, and we'll not be able to keep a track of the payments that has to be made against all those purchases. So the payment reminders would come in handy in those cases. Again, in bills reminder, we do have two types of reminders that could be triggered. One is based on the due date. So this is pretty much simple and straightforward, where the email would get triggered based on the due date that you give in the transaction. So as like invoices, we do have options to configure this up on when those emails should get triggered and to whom this email should get triggered. We could configure that up from here. Same way, we can set up an expected payment date for bills transactions too, based on which the emails could be triggered or the reminders could be triggered. This is what from where you could set up the option based on the payment date. So these are all the payment reminders options available. Moving forward to the next topic under payments automation is collecting the payments online from your customers. So how this could be done is by integrating payment gateways with Zephyr Books. So as Bala has explained you about the integration features available in Zephyr Books, we have options to integrate multiple payment gateways to collect your payments online. So here are the list of payment gateways which we support. If you have an account with any of these payment gateways, you could have it integrated with Zephyr Books, and you could collect the payment from your customers. So let me guide you on how this online payment integration works. So initially, while sending the invoices to the client, you could see an option to generate a payment link and send it along with the invoices. So if you have already configured or if you have already set up an integration with any of the payment gateway, this option appears while creating an invoice. So you could enable that up, stating that you wish to collect the payment online. So you could choose from which payment gateway the link has to be triggered and sent over to the client from here. And once it has been sent over to the client, the client has to click on that link and he could make the payment. So what happens once the client makes the payment is the status of this invoice would get changed to pay, and a payment would be recorded under the payments received module. There are few payment gateways for which we could set up an expiry date for these payments. So the payment link would be active only to that expiry date, and it gets expired. So the client will not be able to make the payment once he crosses that expiry date. So you could also set up a time limit within which you have to receive a payment through online from your customers. Uh, this is all about collecting the payments online. Moving forward, we have automation features in the banking module of Zoho Books too. So the first thing first, we can integrate your bank account with Zoho Books to fetch the feeds actively. This could help you out in terms of reconciling your bank account. So we do support integration with a lot of banks in Middle East and Africa region. So if you wish to know the compatibility of this integration, you could check it under this tab. So under banking module, or if you get into the option of add bank or credit, you could search for your bank account and see whether your bank is being so you could integrate your bank account by putting in the credentials. From then on, all the transaction that gets reflected in your bank account will also get reflected in Zoho Books. So you could click on any one particular feed and you'd be able to categorize the transaction or match the transaction with the one which you have recorded in Zoho Books. This also seems to be much more of a manual work in terms of reconciliation. So we have brought in another automation options for categorizing all the transactions, all the feeds that you have received from your bank. So this could be done using the option called transaction rules. So how those transaction rules works is if we open any one particular bank account, we could see an option to set up transaction rules. So I've already set up a transaction rule here. How this works is here I be configuring all the criteria on which the matching or categorization should take place. So here how I have configured is if there is any deposit that comes in, categorize the transaction if it matches the following criteria, like if amount is going to be 5,000, record it as an expense and choose the corresponding expense account. You could also have the other features that you'd be seeing while creating an expense, like selecting a VAT and applying the charges onto it. So we also have options to tag the reporting tags to these transaction rules that you create, so that whenever the particular criteria which you have given here matches, the system itself would create a record in Zoho Books and match it with the corresponding feed. So moving about the other automation features which we have some automation features in the reports module too. So we have options to schedule the reports, based on your preference. in the desired frequency. So how this could be done is going into the report section. On the top of it, we could, if we open any one particular report, we could see an option to schedule the report. We could choose a frequency, select the start and end date and time. You could mention the recipients and you could choose the format so that an email would get triggered to you with this report. So you could also customize the layout in which these reports should get scheduled. So for that, we have an option to configure the report layout from here. So you could choose how the report should look like when it is getting auto scheduled to you from here. So we could define a different table density like classic, compact, and super compact, so that the configuration of this table changes. Along with that, we could design the table and have it scheduled to you in the timely manner. So, speaking more about the automation, here comes the feature of auto scanning of documents. So, let me just give you how what this auto scan is all about. So, you would be receiving a lot of receipts for all the purchases that you do on a daily manner or on a weekly manner, and you'd be having n number of employees working in your organizations who would be doing some expenses on behalf of the organization, and on a later date you'll have it reimbursed to them. So it is practically impossible to record all those petty cash expenses one by one into Zoho Books. Although we have an option to import it through an Excel file, it would be better if we have an automated option to get this created. For this, we brought in an option called auto scanning of documents. So, what this auto scan does, you can upload your receipts into the system, and it picks up all the necessary information from that receipt, like what is the date on that receipt, what is the vendor on that receipt, and what is the tax that is being mentioned, or what are all the items or rate details that has been mentioned in that receipt. So these details could be auto picked. All you have to do is check for all these details whether it has got picked up properly and save the transaction. So for doing this, we can get into the document features. We can enable the auto scan from here. All you have to do is choose the file from here, upload it. Either it could be choose from desktop or from cloud. So upload it into Zoho Books, and once this has got uploaded, you could add those documents as any of the transaction that you wish to. Currently, we have this option of creating expenses and bills using this auto scan feature. We are also planning to extend this up for other modules. So this is what the auto scan feature could do. Also, we have options to upload the documents for each and every transaction that you post. Like say you would have received and purchase invoice from your vendors, and you wish to have those associated with the purchase transactions that you create in Zoho Books. We have that option to upload the document into the system, and we can have it associated with any of the transaction that you wish to. Moving forward with the automation features available, this is the main core part of automation that we have. That is the workflow features under the automation tab that I could see. So let me walk you through one by one under this workflow features. First thing is workflow rules. So how this workflow rule could be used is you could set up a new workflow rule so that based on a particular criteria or based on a condition, an action would get triggered in Zoho Books. So if we have to give you a simple example, let's assume a case that you wish to get notified whenever any of your salesperson or any of your employee creates a transaction or creates a sales transaction that is greater than 10,000 of value. In such cases, you could create a new workflow rule. So let me guide you through it on how this could be done. So do give a workflow name, select the module. The next thing is we do have to choose trigger when this workflow should get executed. So while have this executed while creating an invoice, and we can have other additional filters added to those workflow rules. As I said, if you wish to get notified when the invoice total amount is greater than 10,000, in such cases you could have those defined here. We also have options to add multiple triggers or multiple criteria based on which the action would take place. So the next thing is, what is the action that should be done? So for deciding what is the action that should be done, we have other automation features under this workflow tab. Either an in-app notification could be triggered or an email could be triggered. So first thing, let's try creating an email alert for any transaction. So this is what we have to do. We have to select what is the action that has to be done, and we could choose the action that has already been predefined in the system, and we could make use of it to trigger an workflow rule whenever the criteria matches. So here is where the email alert could be set. So this is the email alert that I have chosen in the workflow while creating the workflow rule. So we also have options to edit this email alert on to whom this email alert should be sent, and what is the template that we have to make use of this for this email alert. So we can design the template from here. We could add a new template or make use of an existing template. You could enter the contents what should get displayed whenever we have to trigger an email based on the criteria we have given. We could enter all the contents here and click on save so that it gets selected. So how this works is, once we have created any invoice transaction, and if the system finds that it matches the criteria, which is nothing but the total amount should be greater than 10,000, then it triggers an email alert to all the employees or to all the users who we have mentioned over here. So instead of email alert, there might be a requirement where this should get notified on the system itself. It would be difficult for me to keep a track of all the emails when I'm actively working on Zoho Books. In such cases, what we could do is, instead of setting up an email alert, we could drop an in-app notifications to all those users based on a particular criteria. So how this could be done is, we have options to set up how this notification should look like. As I said, we can name this notification, and we can select the module in which this has to get triggered. We can select the recipients to whom this notification has to be sent to, and we can enter the message here. We also have options to choose the existing placeholders from the transactions. So you could make use of it and set up a message alert. It gets received under this notification tab for all the users who we have mentioned here. So again, the automation for this in-app notification should be configured only using this workflow rule. So we have to come back to the workflow rule, and instead of email alert, I can set up an in-app notification and choose which in-app notification should be displayed. And once you have saved this, once the system finds that the transaction matches all the criteria, it shows up an in-app notification for all the users who we have mentioned here. So the next automation feature which we have under workflow is going to be field updates. So the field updates can be used in case if you wish to put up a static value for a field in any transaction. So let's assume a case that you do have multiple employees who would be creating these invoice transactions, but you wish all the employees to choose the payment term as net 15. There are few instances in which you are facing some problem where the employees are choosing the payment terms as net 30 or net 60 by mistake. So in such cases, we could make use of this field update option to set up a static value for the payment terms across all the invoices that you create. So what this field update could do is, irrespective of whatever the option that the user has selected, it would replace it with the value which we have configured in this field update. So this is all about the field update option. The next thing we have is regarding the webhooks. So webhooks could be used to share the information from Zerpo Books into other third-party application. So let's look into a case where you do have your website from where you'll be receiving the order, and the account for accounting front, you will be making use of Zoho Books. So it will be difficult for you to do some manual works in both your website and in Zoho Books for the same action that happens. Instead, we could automate these actions. We could automate the process using this webhook. So this is literally to share the information from Zoho Books into your third-party application or the vice versa. So we could share the information from your third-party application into Zoho Books. So right now I have created one webhook. So I do not have any third-party application which I could demonstrate you to. So I've taken up an action in Zoho Books itself, where I have notified the URL of Zoho Books, and I've asked the system to post the status of all the for a particular invoice to be in the send status instead of getting saved in the draft status. So I could make use of this webhook option to have this done. So we'll be notifying the URL into which the changes has to be done over here, and we'll be choosing what is the method that has to be applied on, whether to post any new transaction or to make some changes in the existing transaction, or to delete the action that has already been performed. So these are all the methods which we have. In our case, the example I have taken is I'd be creating an invoice in draft status, and with the help of this webhook, it converts the draft invoice to a sent invoice. So I've already encoded an invoice ID over here. So initially, I've created this invoice in draft status, and with webhook, so I'll take this invoice as an example. So all we have to do is copy the invoice ID, or we could change the workflow work webhook in such a way that it picks up the invoice ID directly from the system itself instead of we encoding it manually. So all I have to do is to replace the invoice ID and click on execute, so that the status of that invoice gets changed to send. So I'm facing some technical issues here for executing this webhook. So this is what the concept is. So all we have to do is replace the invoice ID here in the URL, and we can have this executed so that the status of that invoice get changed automatically. Likewise, with the help of the API, open source APIs we have for Zoho Books, we could trigger whatever the action that has to be done either in Zoho Books based on the trigger from another application, or vice versa, that the action should take place in the third party application based on the trigger that you give in Zoho Books. So this is basically for sharing the information from Zoho Books into other third party application which you have. Moving forward to other automation features that we have, let's see about the custom function, which is going to be one of the most important feature which we have under automation. So again, the custom function also works on the same concept of performing some action based on a criteria, but we could make use of this custom function in a wide larger purpose. So for the example what we have taken now, let's consider the business of woodpecker solutions. So what how this custom function could be used in such businesses is, let's assume an example that you wish to bill your customers based on an additional criteria apart from the rate and quantity field. There should be an additional field which is taken into consideration while performing the calculation in the creation of an invoice. So if this is going to be the scenario, it could be automated using custom function. So I already have posted a custom function here. We can write a deluge script which instruct the system to perform an operation. So here the deluge script, what I have written, uh, will take an additional field into consideration while performing the multiplication operation between rate and quantity field while creating an invoice. So this is what the custom function is for that, and I've saved this custom function. So to get this custom function automated, as we have seen earlier, we have to create a workflow rule from here. And here is the workflow rule that I have created. So what this workflow rule states is, whenever I create an invoice, I should execute this custom function. So let's see whether this custom function is getting executed whenever I create an invoice. I go ahead and quickly create an invoice by choosing only the necessary details. So here I have already added an additional field to the item table to enter the number of days. So for example, I'll take this number of days as 2. So usually the amount of each and every line item would get calculated based on the quantity and the rate field. So in this case, because of the custom function I have executed, I've added an additional criteria to it. I've added an additional criteria to it, wherein the calculation would be taking place also based on the number of days that you enter in this additional field. So I'll save this transaction for now. So I'll save this transaction for now. Within few seconds, I can see some changes that is happening to this rate field. That the third field which we have entered as number of days will also be taken into consideration for calculation. You could check the logs from the comments and history section whether the custom function has got executed. We have to wait for about 10 to 15 seconds to get this custom function executed with a single refresh, or if you switch back to a different module, the page gets refreshed and the custom function get executed for that transaction. So as I could check in this comments and history section, the custom function has been executed, and you could see the changes being applied to the rate field, that the number of days has also been taken into consideration. So this is just a simple example what I have explained, which could be performed using custom function. But there are a lot more things that we could do with the help of this custom function. So it is purely based on your requirement. So we do have API codes to input or make corrections to any of the transactions that has already got posted. So with the help of those API codes, we could have it automated by writing a small deluge script under this custom function feature, and we can get it automated using the workflow rules feature which we have. So moving forward to the next automation feature that we have is scheduler. So what this schedules could do is, the custom function will get executed only at an entity level, which means like you could perform some action corresponding to only one entity using the custom function. But as far as this custom schedulers are concerned, we could schedule a time limit in, on which on which a certain action has to be performed, and we could have it performed in the frequency in which we wish to operate this up. Here I have set up an email trigger for all the customers with the daily statements being sent over to them. So the custom scheduler will trigger an email automatically to the clients on the date and time that we are specifying here in the frequency that we are configuring in this section. So it would pick up all the unpaid invoices for that day, and it would send over to the clients on daily basis. We could also change the frequency of this email trigger. It could be either set as weekly or monthly. So this requirement, this function could be used in terms of a requirement where you wish to send over all the unpaid invoices to your clients on an specified time limit. We could make use of this custom scheduler option. As I said earlier, the only difference between the custom function and custom scheduler is going to be that the custom function will get executed at the entity level, whereas the schedules would execute at the organization level. So it does not see under which entity or under which module this operation should get performed. Once it matches the criteria, it would perform the action across all the modules in Zephyrbooks. So let's see. Like we have configured all these workflows. We have set up an custom functions to get all our requirements automated. But where can I see whether all these got executed properly? Because as I said earlier, the only way through which we could have this viewed is under the comments and history section of a transaction. But practically, this is not going to be an easy way for me to check whether all the automation has got performed properly. So to view a log of all the workflows that has got performed in the organization, we have a section called workflow logs. So here we have listed up all the email alerts, webhooks, custom functions, and schedules that has got triggered from the system. So if any transaction gets failed or if any automation gets failed, you could click on it and it shows up the result on why it has got failed, so that you could make the changes to those automation function, and you could have it triggered again. So here are the workflow logs for email alerts. This is for webhooks. This is for custom function, and this is for custom schedulers. So under workflow, these are all the automation features that we have. Apart from these automation features, what if we have to communicate with other third-party application, to gather the information and perform some operation in Books. So this could also be done, as I was, constantly telling you about the Books open source API. We could make use of the Books API and set up any action that has to be performed based on your requirement. So with the things what I've said right now, I have a small task for you that could be performed. So the task is to create an automation workflow and add an email alert to it. Also, check how the field update works. So to shadow these actions in Books, as I have shown you earlier, get into settings and get into automation. Under automation, select workflow rules and create a new workflow rule. Try setting up a criteria and check whether the email is getting triggered based on the criteria of what I have mentioned. We can have some quick 5 minutes time to try this task out and check whether you are able to recreate what I have said right now. So I can also perform the same action again to familiarize you with the automation features available. So the task is to create a new workflow rule. Name the workflow rule. Select the module in which this workflow should get executed. Or if you wish to give any description, you can have this given here. Choose the workflow type when this should get triggered. So I've chosen that this should get triggered while creating an sales order, and I'll have an additional criteria added to it that when an order date is today's date, I should get a notification of all the sales order that gets created. So I'll set up the action as an email alert. And I'll save this workflow rule for now. So let's try whether this workflow rule is working properly. So I'll have a sales order created, and I've chosen today's date as the order date and save this sales order transaction. So as I have said earlier, within few seconds we can have this viewed under the comments and history section on what are all the actions that has got performed on this sales order. So I'll have the sales order again, and I'll make sure that the email alert has got triggered based on the workflow rule that we have configured. Also, to check this up pretty quickly, we can also create an in-app notification instead of an email alert. So as you could see, the message what I have given in the message section has got displayed under the notification field for me. So I hope everyone has tried this up and try creating a workflow rule. I hope it worked for everyone too. Also, we can try working out with the field updates option that we have. So I've already shown that up for you. Like whenever an invoice has got created, if the payment term is has been selected, different apart from anything as net 15, we could have this updated automatically as net 15. So I'll get into the invoice module, create a quick invoice, and select a different payment term as net 30. Okay, so I hope everyone has tried this up from their end, and hopefully it does work for everyone. So these are all about the operations that you could perform in Books in terms of automation. As I said, extended. As I said earlier, the Books could also be extended to perform some operation in other third-party applications. So here comes two important topics. One is going to be Zapier integration. Another one is about Books API. So Zapier is again another third-party application which serves as a platform between Books and any of the application to which you wish to integrate Books with. So there are a few instances where the third-party application with which you are trying to integrate Books with does not support such integration features. Like it does not have any provision to share or receive the data from another third-party application. In such cases, the Zapier integration comes into picture, where the Zapier acts as a platform between Books and the other third-party application. So, how the data flow works is if you wish to perform some operation in the third-party application based on a trigger in Books, once the trigger has been initiated from Books, and notification would be sent to the Zapier, and Zapier in turns perform that operation in the other third-party application. So it again sends a notification to the third-party application to perform the desired operation that we want to. So this is where Zapier integration comes into picture. So under integration tabs, you could see the Zapier integration under other tabs. So you could, if you have an active account with Zapier, you could have this entered here, and you could have this connected here and see how the Zapier integration works too. The other extended Books feature which we have is Books API. So as I said earlier, all of these actions should be performed only with the help of Books API. So Books API is nothing but an instruction that is given to the system to perform an operation. So for each and every action that we do in Zoho Books, starting from create, update, delete, we have a API code for each and every action that should get performed from Zoho Books. So we could make use of this API, and even with the help of Zapier, we could set up an extensive integration between Zoho Books and the other third-party application which you wish to.